people just can't get their mind around like being constantly in pain. And for me, I can't get my head around everyone else not being in constant pain.
I'm Joshua Ung, host of Got Game. I've invited 6 youth with disabilities from across the country to meet me at a board game cafe just outside of Ottawa to talk about our experiences while we play some games.
I've got game because, in spite of my visual impairment, I'm always able to see the bigger picture.
First up is Carly Fox, a neurodivergent disability advocate with idiopathic arthritis living in Ottawa.
I got game because I play outside of the rules.
Next is Joe Fornasier, a blind hockey player and TikTok influencer from Burlington, Ontario.
I got game because every piece of adversity that's thrown at me makes me stronger, so I'm pretty much invincible.
Alicia Chenier is a blind motivational speaker, actor, and activist from Sudbury, Ontario, who also lives with a brain tumor.
I've got game because I have the fire and the power to create change and authentically be myself.
Noah Vucic is a public speaker and Paralympic long jumper in the intellectual disabilities category from Calgary, Alberta.
I got game because of my confidence and perseverance and just being willing to try new things and seek out as many opportunities as I can.
Also from Calgary is Mary Lou Landry, an actor and pageant contestant living with functional neurological disorder and partial hearing loss.
I got game because I am resilient and I always find a way to rise above.
And finally, Ana Vallejo Perez, a Kelowna, BC-based creative writer and musician who uses a wheelchair due to brittle bone disease.
I got game because I want to do everything and I will try to do everything.
Today, we're playing Top of Mind, a guessing game where 2 players are given a topic and try to pick the same word that fits that category. This is Got Game. All right, you guys ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Noah, let's lock in, okay?
Okay.
Whoa.
Like he's not already locked
Randomly got called
in.
out.
I know. No, he's got to lock into me though.
Oh, okay.
All right. A spice. 3, 2, 1. Paprika.
Oh,
What did
that's
you
okay,
say?
that's okay.
I was about to say red pepper jelly.
Oh, different kind of spice? Okay. Something red. 3, 2, 1. Tomato. Clifford.
I'm so down with that. That's
Oh my
hilarious.
God.
Wait, what did he say?
Clifford, like the dog.
I like that. I actually do
Yes.
like that.
Okay. A term of endearment used by a romantic partner. So like a nickname that you'd call your boyfriend or girlfriend or however your intimate partner. It's gonna be awkward, but 3, 2, 1.
Honey.
Ah.
Oh, you're so close. Okay.
All right. We need one. We need one. At least there's 4.
We're like so close to that.
Okay. A makeup product.
Relax, relax.
Now we got this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Mascara.
Okay, I was about to say Victoria's Secret. I don't think that's amazing.
Yo! Hey! Guys, mine's somewhere.
4 perfect answers.
Different kind of makeup.
Is all I'm.
Okay, I'm ready.
Wait, before we continue with the game, Carly, can you tell us about your disabilities?
Yes, thank you for using the plural. So let's start with alphabetically. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I was diagnosed at 15, which is shockingly like pretty early for women. So very like, I interrupt a lot. I'm very like hyperactive. I'm not very good at staying on task. So diagnosed at 15, and now I have my dad and my sister diagnosed like really recently. So like, you're welcome. You're welcome for that. And then I have something called juvenile idiopathic arthritis, which is like an autoimmune disease which attacks your joints. And because I'm so special, also my ligaments and connective tissue, which includes like my rib cage, which is a terrible place to feel pain. So we treated that. I think the treatment's really kind of what makes it, well, it's a disability, but like the treatment itself is so intense. We were talking about it a lot. And so what people don't really know is that for a lot of treatment, you microdose chemotherapy. Right? So I was like 2 years of high school, like microdosing chemotherapy, like very niche experience, honestly. I also have like an accompanying thing called fibromyalgia. Who knows what it is? It might be like a musculoskeletal disorder, which is like in your muscles and your bones. Some people think it's a neurological condition where your pain receptors just do not shut up. There's really no like clinical consensus on that, so I'm just like, it is what it is, right? And then I also have a post-traumatic stress disorder. I first developed it at 15. I got over it. I got it again at 21. Kind of a bummer. But yeah, that's what I'm rocking with.
Can you tell us about the process of being diagnosed with juvenile arthritis?
I had the easiest diagnosis process ever because my twin actually has it as well, and she was diagnosed, I'd say, around like 14, and for 2 whole years, I was like, I am the world's most empathetic twin. I feel her pain. And then after 2 years, I'm like, no, yeah, I have arthritis too. Like, let's bite the bullet. Let's go see the doctor. And they do this thing where they just like poke your joints, and they go through like all the joints, and I just kept so you go like, yes, if it hurts, and I was just like, yes, 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 and like it hurts, and it's all the joints. I'm like, do we have to do this? Anyways, so because we caught it so late, it was pretty much like throughout my entire body, which is why we were so aggressive with the treatment, and it worked. Like, it sucked, but it worked, so it's very much under control right now. But I spend so much time on prevention to make sure that I don't have to go back on like baby chemo.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't want that shit. And may I introduce everyone to Judith, the arthritic dinosaur.
Although Carly grew up in London, Ontario, she moved to Ottawa for university and quickly discovered the Canadian Museum of Nature.
I'm obsessed with Judith. It's borderline a parasocial relationship, as the kids say. But all my friends thought she was a real human person. And so I'm like, no, she's a dinosaur. And they were like, what, she's old? And I was like, no, better. She's dead. She's a dinosaur. And then I noticed, like, that bone looks weird. My bones look weird. Let's read into it. Boom, has arthritis.
After receiving her own arthritis diagnosis, it took Carly a while to accept her disability and start advocating for herself.
Advocacy work, I will say I kind of started getting into it around, I'd say, age 18. So I had arthritis since like 15, 16, but I didn't really identify as disabled until I went to arthritis camp. So I kind of like hid my arthritis. I was like embarrassed because it's also hard because like no one knows what's going on with my body, and I feel like people expect you to. It's like sometimes people look at me, they're like, there's no way you're in pain. And I've just learned I can't waste my energy on that. You know, you're gonna believe it or you're not gonna believe it. But when I kind of went to arthritis camp, I'm like, oh, there's other kids just like me. They also feel like this. They also don't know everything there is to know. And so from there, I kind of embraced the arthritis, and that led me to understanding that it's a disability. So I guess with like disability advocacy, when I was talking to my teachers, not a professor, my teacher in high school, it was so much easier to say like, I'm disabled versus I have arthritis. Because what does he know about arthritis, you know? So being like, oh, I have this disability, can I use this laptop in class? Boom, taken care of. So that's kind of what got me into it.
Carly's interest in advocacy work only grew in university, especially being so close to the federal government.
We are currently on Parliament Hill in Ottawa, Ontario. I really care a lot about policy and the legislative process and making sure all disabled Canadians do have their say and their vote in our legislatures. So I'm currently technically going to U Ottawa for International Development and Globalization, and I also minor in Conflict Studies and Human Rights. I think the thinking behind it was very much I wanted to help people, and not in like a pitying way. It's like I didn't understand why some people were poor and why some people were rich. When I moved to London, I got to go to a very rich school, and I was kind of one of the poorer kids. And then I got to go to a very mixed income school where you had kids from like, they called it the ghetto. And then you had kids living in McMansions all in like the same school. So seeing like all these different backgrounds, all these different ways of life. So that kind of led me to wanting to support people or kind of address inequality. But I learned about the legislative process and how like important and impactful policy is. And I think for a lot of Canadians, especially disabled Canadians, they're too busy making ends meet to follow this very complex procedure. So I think as an advocate, my job isn't just to lobby politicians and policymakers to include us, but to make sure our community is aware of these opportunities to have their voices heard and make sure that community concerns are being brought to really important bills and debates.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back.
Okay, Carly. Yeah, okay, ready? Okay, a body part that can ache. 3, 2, 1.
Joints.
Knees. Knees, I don't know.
Joints.
Oh,
Full
damn.
They all ache. Sorry.
Yeah.
Arthritis joke
Okay.
for you.
A clothing brand.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. 3, 2, 1.
Simon's.
Lululemon. Okay.
Shop local.
Shout out Noah.
Okay, something you can buy for children. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Games.
Toys.
My intrusive thoughts really almost got me there.
Uh-huh. Oh.
I'm stressed now.
Okay. This is gonna be, okay, the last one. No, you're good. It's a dangerous job. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Working with children.
Skydiver. Yeah.
They be biting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're
Well,
0 for 8.
I feel like I won.
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in. Hey.
Noah, you had a question?
Do you ever get to a point like where you're kind of tired of like maybe explaining? Because some people might look at you and be like, well, what's wrong with you? And then you kind of have to, explain to them some of the things that you have.
People just can't get their mind around like being constantly in pain. And for me, I can't get my head around everyone else not being in constant pain. Like, it's not like I forget I have arthritis. It's I forget you guys don't have arthritis, except for you. But you get what I mean. So, but when it comes to explaining invisible disabilities, I think it's so exciting. Like I was saying earlier, like so many people are suffering their entire lives with invisible disabilities. And I find when I talk about it, like, and I'm like, anyone can have this, you could have this. A lot of the time, people just have it. And I think that's because the spaces I'm in are full of those people that are very understanding and open because I work in the disability field. Like these people are here to hear about disability. But yeah, and I find when it comes to explaining things that are complex or difficult, showing empathy and patience, because I say advocacy is a two-way street. Like I can talk, but you have to listen. So finding that balance.
I want to hear from the rest of you at the table. Is there anything that Carly said that resonated with your own experience or anything that she said that really stood out to you and why?
Yeah, actually, like, with EDS, I have a lot of chronic pain for years I didn't know. They checked me for arthritis and everything, especially having some in my family. So, like, even the other day, Carly and I were talking about how similar EDS and arthritis is. So, for me, like, using the walker, feeling, especially, like, I feel like you would understand, Carly, about how, like, arthritis, often you hear that, you're like, it's an old people's condition, like, and the walker with that and everything. But it's get to a point where, like, you're so hard on yourself, especially being very busy. And with all the work you do with, like, the government and everything, like, for me in pageants, it's also a place where it's like, you feel like you have to do everything to bring the accessibility, to bring the knowledge, the awareness, at a point that you almost wonder, like, where do I go on from here? But I really relate to what you're saying.
Hell yeah.
Something that you mentioned too, you say like you often forget, like you live with arthritis and you often forget that others aren't in this pain. And you know, having some background in like having like the migraines and all that, it's a wild concept, right? And it's like some people, like I want you to like maybe expand on that, like how your baseline is different than everyone else's.
I think, yeah, just being in a constant state of pain, it's so normalized for me. And I think I don't think about it partly because it is normal, but also because like, if I think about it, I don't think I'd be able to like kind of cope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the baseline pain, like it's constant. And the thing is like, it's not just like a baseline level, it's always shifting with arthritis. It's stiffness or it's soreness or it's sharpness or this hip's wrong today or this rib needs to be popped back into place, which is really weird. And I don't know why the ribs keep doing that. So it's just, yeah, my coping skills are delusion and the pain is constant.
I wanted to say that, like, yeah, like, exactly on that, it feels like I also forget sometimes. And I think that my experience has been very similar at times, that I just push and push myself, and then I am in a lot of pain, and then I'll need to, like, take naps or just be in bed a lot, just to, like, rest and recover, which I'm sure many of you can relate to that. And then I just forget. I'm like, oh, I'm not motivated. I feel guilty. I'm not doing so many things. And then some like there's been like a couple times where I've been like, wait, I'm in constant pain. I have mental health issues. Also, I am in university and I'm doing this and I'm doing a lot of stuff. And like, it's okay to take breaks. And then it's like, it shocks me. And you know, so like, it's like genuinely like, I forget that not everyone's struggling with so many things. And like people are certainly with so many things, yes. But like with this kind of stuff that you need breaks. And it's just, I don't know, it's really like I see you.
Thank you.
I see you, you know? Yeah.
I guess my least favorite thing is when people like compare blindness to like having glasses and they're like, oh yeah, I sympathize you with this and this. So I'm just trying to say, I'm not sympathizing with you in this way or trying to say that. But over like the past couple years, just dealing with like just having shoulder surgeries all the time and just like I've never dealt with anything like that where I wake up every day and like my shoulders just feel like they're gonna fall off. And again,
Yeah.
I got like 8 screws in my shoulder and a bunch of hooks, so it hurts a lot more some days. And I'll tell people like, I just can't train today. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make it. And they're like, oh man, it seems like you're just always hurt. You're always in pain. Like you're such a Band-Aid, blah, blah, blah. And they're just throwing chirps at me. And it's like, maybe I was one of those people before I experienced it. So how should people deal with kind of with someone with chronic pain?
You're gonna love this. My hot take is actually like, hear me out. Most hockey players, most athletes are like kind of disabled. Hear me out. Because like you push your body well past like the physical limit and then you're in constant pain. I think you understand chronic pain a lot better than like someone who does not have chronic pain, who's not an athlete. Also, like, I don't have bullets in my shoulder. Your pain's valid, shit. But honestly, like, when people don't understand the pain, I kind of like, there's nothing I can do. If they don't want to try to understand, if they don't want to be empathetic, like, there's nothing I can say to change their mind. And I do not give a f if someone doesn't understand. Like, I'll do my best, but I only have so much energy, so many to give. But for real, it's like, if you don't want to understand, I can't make you understand. And I think that saved me a lot of energy and just really helped my mental health too.
All right, well, I think that was great. You want to get back into the game for a
Interrogation
bit?
was awesome.
Yeah. This is where someone locks in. No, who's your partner?
Joe, you're gonna be my partner.
The right option, baby. Let's tap in. Here we go.
Okay, Joe. A sad thing to happen.
Oh man.
3, 2, 1.
Death.
Cat died.
Yo, come on, that's 0.5. That's 0.5.
Right?
It's gotta be P5.
A body part that you have more than one of.
Okay, I like this.
3, 2, 1.
Arms.
Fingers.
Oh my gosh. Fingers?
It's the better answer. There's more.
Is it?
There are more fingers than you have arms.
Okay.
So true.
Okay, I like that.
Okay. Something people save up money for.
Okay, I think I like this. 2 good
3,
options I'm feeling.
2, 1.
House.
No.
Dude, I was thinking car. I was thinking house or car. I was thinking house or car. There was 2 options.
Yeah.
Picked the wrong one. Damn. I'm blind. I don't drive. So can't blame me there.
A word that contains the letter X.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Should be this one. Okay. 3, 2, 1. X-ray.
Xylophone. Oh my
There's so
Wow.
many things you said I was thinking about.
god. Wow. All right.
Wow.
Well, we got like 0.5.
I was
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm gonna get the X one.
All I'm hearing is that we're all even. Right? This could be a tied game.
This could
7
be.
ways.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back.
What about you, Mary Luke?
I'll go with Josh.
All right, let's lock in.
Let's lock in.
lock
Okay,
in.
I'm scared. A pizza topping.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Pepperoni.
Yes!
Actually, you are actually saying.
Amazing.
Okay. Something you find in the garage. 3, 2, 1. Bicycle. The first one I thought about was car. And I was like, no. I should have. Okay. A type of alcohol. 3, 2, 1. Vodka. Yeah!
Okay. Yo,
Like, I should have took car. Okay. Oh, that one. Oh, okay. An explorer.
okay.
3, 2, 1.
Call.
Dora.
Well, it was right there.
I said Christopher Columbus. What am I? How am I? Okay. I'm the only one who didn't think Dora? That's crazy.
Christopher Columbus
I mean,
apologist.
I did
That's
not
crazy.
even know any other explorer except Dora Diego, so I was like, Dora.
Damn. Yeah, you were gonna
All right, we got 50%. I'll
Yeah,
take
we
it.
got
I'll take it.
50%.
We're better than most.
That's so funny.
Mary Lou, do you have a question?
Okay, how has it been to like advocate for yourself for like your family and friends? Yes, your sister has the same thing, but you know, like the advocacy of going in the house common with maybe a threshold that is different than everyone.
Yeah.
How has it been to be able to take care of yourself that way?
I am so bad at asking for accommodations, which is like, this is why I do advocacy and not self-advocacy. No, I think I have a lot of internalized ableism, and I think I was kind of raised to be very hyper-independent. I think like in my family, we really valued independence. You know, like we all worked like 2 jobs, like, you know, we had that drive. So I think when it comes to like taking any pauses, you know, like that was never for me. So when it comes to accommodations in general, I'm like, I can tough it out, I can thug it out, walk it off, you know, suck it up. Like that's kind of the mentality I have. So I think like I will honestly just push myself to my breaking point and then just collapse at home, which is not an accommodation. Don't do that at home, right? But I do think when it comes to like family and friends, I don't really advocate to them. They just watch my content, which is really unique. I don't think a lot of people have that relationship, and they've been so supportive. So I find that we never really need to have those conversations. And like when we do, like it's cool, but it's kind of weird to separate like the advocacy I usually do in my personal life because it's so connected. Sometimes I feel like I'm just doing a standard presentation for my family.
Like you do a lot of advocacy for disability, and I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's almost more for other disabilities than your own. And what kind of got you to advocate for all the disabilities and kind of the whole community?
So I think when it comes to advocating for the entire disability community, impossible. No one agrees on anything, which I respect. Like any community, it is so complex. There's so many like internal dynamics. So I always do like a disclaimer page whenever I public speak. And it's like, I'm not a monolith. I do not represent everyone. And I make it very clear when I'm speaking from my own lived experience versus like community teachings. And I think getting to work in the by and for disability, you know, sector, that really helped being around all kinds of disabled people. Like I know for some of you, it might be your first time around other people with different kinds of disabilities. And I'm like, this is an average day. So when it comes to advocating for all kinds of disabilities, there's these things called the principles of disability justice. And I think I've said like leadership by the most impacted a lot, but there's also intersectionality and wholeness and mutual interdependence, which is really cool. And I find when you're repping like the entire disability community, especially when it's to non-disabled people, linking back to law, linking back to very established common conceptions of disability is just so much easier versus me just like saying what I believe is true. Finding a background in law is really cool. And like I also like went through every provincial like accessibility legislation. It gets so nerdy. But if you're like, why are you such a nerd? It's just easier that way.
You'll notice things that are lacking and make a change.
I'm excited. Like also I get to bug you and Aaliyah, and whoever else is working in the office.
Today, Carly's meeting with an important mentor in her advocacy journey. Her old boss, Frank Smith, is the coordinator for the National Educational Association of Disabled Students, who advocate for accessibility in post-secondary education.
Carly is one of those people who, for the years that she worked with us, I think really helped to move the organization forward in a lot of the things that we were doing. And I think in particular, in our ability to reach students with disabilities where they find themselves. And that includes on campus, but also in different social media platforms and contexts, right? And then after that, we'll probably relaunch in like 6 months.
I've said it, I'll say it again. Like if I didn't have needs, I would not have a career in disability advocacy, simple as that. We were able to expand the federal grant for students with disabilities from just those with permanent disabilities to also persistent, prolonged, episodic. So that covers a lot more mental health conditions and chronic illnesses, especially where your symptoms may not always be 100% present, but they still impact your day-to-day life in a way that does qualify as a disability. A lot of advocacy work can be so behind the scenes, so like slow and like just really frustrating. So to have such a clear outcome and expanding that was like such a win.
However, it's very different from being fully accessible.
Also, I've noticed in like the whole housing debate, people are like, we need accessible housing, and they mean affordable and available.
Yeah.
Like not accessible for people with disabilities.
Around her university classes at U Ottawa, Carly also works with Global Affairs Canada, the Council of Canadians with Disabilities, and has her own public speaking and blogging business. But one of her most meaningful advocacy experiences came recently with her dad.
I kind of knew in my heart he had ADHD because like it's, you know, it runs in families. And so I think about a few months ago, I actually like got him, you know, to admit he has ADHD, and he went to the doctor and they diagnosed him. And he got a medication and he's like, I have my life back. It's just so cool because like he's had such an intriguing, colorful life, but it's just like, he really needed help and he finally got it. How is this what I get emotional at? That's crazy.
So, I'll do Carly. Okay, a monthly bill to pay. 3, 2, 1, water.
Rent. I have to pay it every month. Whack.
Both good answers.
Okay,
You need
okay.
both.
Yeah. Okay. A U.S. president, look at me. Look at me. No.
You
Not
can't
that.
cheat.
We'll,
No, we're doing it.
okay.
Count it down.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Obama.
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
I guess,
Yeah.
Isn't that a U.S. president? No.
He's
Okay,
not, no.
Well, I was just
He's a founding father, but
Listen.
not.
Oh, well, I don't know anything about U.S. politics.
As you shouldn't. Decenter the U.S.
Yeah, that's what.
Hamilton.
I was so confident, though. I was so confident. Okay.
Counts for something.
Okay, a material you can build a house with. 3, 2, 1.
Bricks.
Okay.
Wow. My first instinct was Lego, and I'm like, mm-mm.
I was gonna say sticks.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back.
Fire me up. Here we go. Who do I want to be my partner? I'll go with Mary Lou.
Okay,
Mary Lou.
let's see.
All right, something that is black and white.
Okay,
All right, 3, 2, 1.
checkerboard.
Dude,
Checkerboard is so neat.
Can I switch my favorite?
I was actually thinking checkerboard as well.
I would have said tuxedo cat.
I was like, I don't even know if that's the word. I'm just gonna go with that.
Just something. Okay, I feel this is cooked, but a funny TV show. 3, 2, 1.
Full
Family
House.
Guy. Oh man.
Just for laughs.
Just for laughs, I kind of like that.
No, it's Full House.
Is it just for laughs?
Oh,
Full House. Oh, I heard just for laughs. I was like,
Just
that's
for
a crazy one.
laughs, it's
That's a crazy one.
Okay, this one could be cooked. Something you shouldn't touch.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know what to say.
Huh.
We're not gonna get that one.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Do you know?
All right. 3, 2, 1. Cheese.
I like lobster.
What?
Cheese touch.
Oh,
Cheese touch? What?
Oh, I say that's wrong.
Like Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Wait, what?
You guys know about the cheese
That's
touch.
so funny.
Carly, you have a lot going on in your life with your advocacy work and your schooling and everything. How do you strike a balance between taking care of yourself and your chronic pain, your mental health, which is obviously affected by ADHD and PTSD, as well as still putting yourself out there and doing the advocacy work and the schoolwork that you enjoy and are passionate about?
Great question. I will say I'm not managing. I'm so bad at this. Like, I try to make advocacy specifically look like so fun and so welcoming because I have a lot of disabled youth following me, and I want to show like you can do this too. But oh my God, like I think the first thing, there's only so much we can do. We only have so much energy, and like with arthritis, I have a lot less energy. A lot of people, and I've learned this very recently because I'm shit at social cues, think I hate them because like I'm so nice to them and like we'll text on like Instagram, but we never hang out. And it's because I don't have the energy. Like, I hardly have the energy to see my regular friends, right? So I just host a party like once a month, once every few months, and I just bring them all to my house. Boom, I see everyone, cross that out. But yeah, especially when it comes to like balancing everything, it's just there's only so much you can do. And I think with the ADHD, because I have hyperactive, there's something called the ADHD motor, where I just love doing things. And I'm not very good at not doing things. And it's why I developed like burnout at 21, because I love my job, but I just kept working at it to the point where like my brain gave up, which is so interesting. I just don't know when to stop. And like people look at it like, it's a superpower, it's so fun. And I'm like, no, I set timers to know when to eat, dog. It's a little tricky.
Like, I guess, have you ever had like some of those bigger burnout times where you
Yes.
had to like step back from advocacy?
Yeah, I've kind of realized like, when I was getting into it, and I'm really lucky because I get to work with the Council of Canadians with Disabilities as their international chair, and like these are the people that fought for disability to be included in the charter. But when it comes to burnout and having to take a step back, my mentor, Heather Walkus, who's the chair, said like, Carly, I know you know this, but the weight of the disability movement does not rest solely on your shoulders. You can take a step back, and they've been so sweet about that. But it's hard because for a lot of people, disability can be life and death, especially when it comes to disability poverty. And like when there's a big bill coming out, or like you just want to be really involved at like really critical moments, and you just have to push through.
Yeah.
But when there's not that critical moment, I find I just crash.
Yeah.
So it's kind of about finding that balance, especially as I kind of get older, switch to academia for a bit, just figure out how to also be a youth. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with burnout.
As Carly tries to enjoy more downtime, she started taking on new hobbies, like bird watching.
I feel like especially a lot of young women, like they're afraid to be seen alone anywhere. And this first kind of originated out of like, I don't need a man, I can do things solo. And then just finding the joy in doing things independently. You know, I go to the museums by myself, I go to the orchestra by myself, I go bird watching by myself, and I can go with friends, but I think a lot of the time, we, especially as youth, and I know like guys do this too, we wait for someone else to start the plans or to come with us to something, and it's just, why are we wasting so much of our life waiting for other people?
Part of doing things on her own comes from Carly's current disinterest in dating.
Yeah, I'm over dating. I just deleted Tinder and Hinge. You cannot find me on that. Like, I think I've kind of given up. So I did try to like, there was a conscious effort to push myself back to dating, especially after like the PTSD thing. Cause like avoidance is a very big PTSD kind of symptom. And I'm like, am I over it? Or am I just trying not to get triggered? I'm over it.
Carly first experienced PTSD from unsafe theatrical combat during a musical she performed in back in high school. But her second bout at age 21 was due to intimate partner sexual violence.
Yeah, so I do want to preface this by saying like, it's very much an individual choice if you want to share the cause, and that you don't have to be a PTSD advocate and share what happened to you. So I'm a survivor of intimate partner sexual violence, and I feel like a lot of women are, and they just don't know it. So what happened with me was a lot of sexual coercion, or a lot of pressure, or a lot of just unconsensual sex. And a lot of women, there's a gray zone that a lot of women have experienced, and whether they want to call it sexual assault or not, that's a personal choice. But it took about 6 to 9 to 12 months to really get back to myself. So yeah, I think it's by far my most disabling disability and the one that's hardest to talk about. But, you know, a lot of people are out there struggling. And as I shared my story, a lot of women were like, this happened to me. I didn't know I could call it this. I've been struggling alone for so long. So even if it sucks, I still try to talk about it. But I think like advice for other people is to just give yourself as much space and time as you need to work through it, and know that healing is not linear at all. But it's worth it, so.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back.
Alicia,
I'm ready.
something that smells bad. 3, 2, 1. Rotten eggs. Really great.
I don't have a sense of smell.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, well you can redeem yourself with the next
Okay.
one. A movie musical.
Ooh.
3, 2, 1.
Mamma
Hairspray.
Mia.
I love Mamma Mia. I'm sorry, Mamma Mia. A shampoo brand. 3, 2, 1. Pantene.
Oh my god.
You guys are gonna have such FOMO on this. A curse word. 3, 2, 1. Beauty.
Yes.
Oh wait. I
love
don't know
it.
who gets it. You can have it.
Okay, thank you. How are you?
Carly, I'm curious to know about when you were moving away from London and to Ottawa. What was it like, you know, developing your own independence away from home?
Honestly, I just loved finding myself, getting my own place, getting my own friends, and, you know, almost kind of like restarting my life in a very intentional way. So it's been very cool.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear, Anna and Marilu, you both also moved away from areas you grew up, and it was at that point where you may have been familiarizing yourself with yourself. What were those transitions like, and were you able to, you know, find peace of mind and more confidence?
Well, I moved to my dorm in my first year, and while my mom was still here and she helped me like a lot, I still saw her a lot. It was still the first time that I was really living independently, and I feel like it was very in a way scary, but also exciting because of my disability, because I was like, okay, finally, I can do whatever I want or whatever, you know, the excitement that you get in first year in university. But I guess in some ways, I had to try to do things independently, but at the same time, it kind of sucks that I can't be I can be independent, but there's just a lot of things that I felt like I had to adjust to, you know, really notice all the things that I can do, but I shouldn't do, things that I really just can't do. and like accept that that's fine.
For me, moving to Calgary really helped me like get from independent that I know I can trust my grandma. By the way, love you, ma mère, if you see this, because she got me through those years. But when I got to Calgary, I did not have that support anymore. So for me, it was a big adaptation, but it also helped me learn and trust in myself that I can do it and I don't need my grandma or anyone. Because for years, I was like, if you die, I am screwed. I was like, you cannot die because I am screwed.
Fair enough.
But I had to gain the trust in myself, especially with my health, that I could do it because I did not have that one person I could rely on anymore.
So fair.
Even living with a roommate now, it's still weird to ask for help from someone who is not my grandma or my family.
And I think, too, you bring a good point in this, not me being like disability studies again, but in disability studies, we learn a lot about the relationship with disability and care.
Yup.
And you know how a lot of the time we're trying to bring back, like, it's okay to ask for help. We need it, like, we might not always need it, but for some stuff we might need, and it's okay to have, you know, a caregiver when you need, like, you know, day in, day out, like whatever you need. And care is not something that should be like frowned upon, because care and caregivers help us be independent at the end of the day as disabled people.
Oh yeah.
But I think there's still kind of that fear, and I see this within Paralympic sport with some athletes who are like visually impaired who might need a guide, and some of them will say, well, no, I just can never run with a guide and stuff. So I think there's still that fear of asking for help. So it's like, how do we like get to a point where, and even this can be related outside of sport too, but how do we get to a point where, you know, we're not afraid to ask for help? Or like, because like I said earlier, like if I buy my first vehicle, right, I might need some help just going over what I'm reading just to understand. So like, how do we get to a point where people with disabilities can not be afraid to ask for help in that sense?
And I think that's always something that is going to be specific to the individual, because at the end of the day, we all have different upbringings. As Carly mentioned, with being hyper-independent as a kid, I feel like that's something I related to in the sense that I don't really like talking about my disability much with my parents, or at least feeling like I'm complaining in some sense, because, you know, it's already a genetic condition and I don't want them to feel like they burdened me with something. So also, you know, I know that it makes them proud to see how independent I am, and I don't want that to, you know, me having needs, I don't want that to change how they see me in some respects. So then that creates a thing of, oh, well, I don't want my friends to think of me that way either. But then also, how do you hit that point where, you know, you want to be able to express how you're feeling without feeling like you're complaining? And I think that's always something that is going to be specific to the individual, because how do you hit that point where, you know, you want to be able to express how you're feeling without feeling like you're complaining, or, you know, feeling like you're asking for too much? Because at the end of the day, as we talked about earlier, even people who are fully able-bodied, they still have needs. If the lights are off, they can't see. Like, I think that's something where, you know, it's difficult, but what I hope for everyone at this table is that we can, you know, find the balance that makes us satisfied and makes us feel as if, okay, we can say this and we can say it unashamedly, and also know that, like, you know, we are people of value, and just because we aren't able to do certain things within our lives doesn't mean that we're not living lives that are just as fulfilling as other people.
Yeah. Also, rich people have a ton of care. You have like a nanny, you have a housekeeper, you have a chef. Like, when the rich people do it, it's like luxury, it's glamorous, but when disabled people do it, it's something to be frowned upon.
Yeah.
You know? So that's kind of like, that's a double standard.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, that's a really good
Sorry,
point.
Tim.
That's a good one.
When it comes to disability advocacy, Carly feels that youth have not been represented in the same way adults have.
Something I've been really happy to do is to work specifically in disabled youth advocacy and specifically representation. I'm actually working with Dr. Laverne Jacobs, who's Canada's nominee to the Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities at the UN, because she noticed, she's like, hey, I'm not seeing a lot of disabled youth representation, but it's so hard, especially to get disabled youth at the table, because I feel like a lot of adults don't realize the situations we're in. We're trying to make ends meet, and we're kind of putting out fires, and a lot of us just, while advocacy opportunities would be really rewarding and enriching, we just don't have it in us because we're so busy trying to make it through the day. So I think when it comes to ensuring that there's proper engagement with disabled youth, we've got to make sure their basic needs are met. So that's about making sure that if you want them to speak to you,
pay them. They've got bills to pay, you know? Making sure that you give them plenty of time to respond, because we're not just like youth and like an evil economy. We're disabled youth, and being disabled can be a full-time job, especially if you don't have the right supports in place. So just being flexible and being understanding, and yeah, just know that disabled youth want to be represented, they want to be heard, they're ready to speak their own piece. They just need the opportunity and the understanding.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back.
Okay, Joe.
Here we go. Here we go. Style in.
We've been chirping all day.
Let's team up here.
Let's team up, finally.
Let's lock in.
All right.
Blind on blind crime here.
This is the bond connection.
Didn't see that coming.
All right. All right. We have to make an animal sound.
Oh no.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Moo! Yeah! That's it!
Fire me up.
Yeah!
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Something you find in a garden.
Okay, I like that.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Vegetables.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Vegetables is good, though.
Yeah, so is flowers.
that was my
I'll give you
second
credit on that one. Okay. A Republican politician.
What?
Yeah, I mean, all right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
Yeah, okay, same thing. All right, and then
Maybe 3 for 4.
yeah, we could have the best scorer here.
Again.
Okay. An old-fashioned men's name.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Joe.
Frank.
Joe.
Oh, God.
Was that a bad answer? I feel like okay.
It's actually not a bad answer.
Yeah,
but
we'll
I'm
get.
offended.
We took 2.
Right.
Carly, you have a twin, and you know that twin bond, I assume, is just like no others. So when you both got diagnosed, did that like strengthen the like sisterhood?
Like, first off, I love her, Michaela Fox. Like, it's so funny because she got arthritis first, and she did advocacy first, actually. And recently she asked me, I say like a month ago, she's like, is it cool if I get into advocacy? And I had to like text her, like, you dumb bitch, you did it first. That's how we talk to each other. But truly, like, she started it, like, everything. I was only able to do this because she had started it, and now we're at a point where she's like, can I do this? And twins are weird. But yeah, like, she is my favorite person, and I cannot wait for her to move to Ottawa.
I have a question as well. Who your Make-A-Wish was, or?
My Make-A-Wish, oh my God, it was, let me set the scene. I'm 17 years old, I'm in the, like, arthritis doctor's office. Me and my twin both qualified. We could have done a devious double Make-A-Wish because siblings get to go on the other Make-A-Wish. We didn't, okay? We didn't need 2 Make-A-Wishes. We wished for a cruise for May 2020.
Oh, God.
And so then the pandemic hits, and we're like, what's going on with that? And so they're like, you can do a makeup Make-A-Wish. And I'm like, okay, well, it's COVID. Everyone's dying and poor. Like, give it to charity. And so then the local newspaper picks it up, because I'm like, I agree, because it's free publicity. Like, I'm all in for that. And they're like, local teen forsakes Make-A-Wish to give to London's poor. And it just really made it sound like I was dying. And that was bad enough. Then it gets picked up on one of those, like, good news TikToks. And it went, like, viral. And by the time it hit, it was first year university. It was all online. People only saw me on Zoom. And people started texting me from university being like, are you dying? And then I'm like, no, thank you. And that's why so many people knew me in university. You got the New York mug.
Did you get a Berlin mug?
No.
Oh.
I have way too many at this.
Although Carly never went on her Make-A-Wish cruise, just receiving the opportunity felt like an important step for her mom, Peggy Steele Fox.
What kind of milk do you have?
When they offered Carly Make-A-Wish, I felt validated, but I'm not sure how to explain it, but that we weren't just being placated, that this was being addressed, and that yes, this is a serious issue, and yes, we know we've given you 20 different medications and we don't have any answers, but you know, yes, this is happening. So there was some validation there.
It's been a long journey, but today, Carly's celebrating a different milestone.
So I technically will be graduating this Friday. It's been a really good 5 years. I was able to learn a lot, especially around, you know, improving like health, education outcomes, as well as like poverty. And I feel like there's a lot of application around disability, and then, you know, human rights really speaks for itself. So yeah, that's what I've been doing the last 5 years.
Congratulations.
So true.
Graduating.
I've just been really lucky to raise awareness and just expand ideas of what disability is so that more people benefit. Because I find a lot of people, especially with invisible disabilities, are struggling because they don't have a word to put on it. So that's been a really rewarding part of my work. But I think from my perspective personally, if you're out there and you think, am I disabled? And you have like a chronic illness or a mental illness and you're worried about taking up space, go ahead and do it. So if you're disabled, you're disabled, and someone else's disability does not change that. So don't be afraid to claim that identity and claim those resources and claim those services, because I find once you do, it helps with the isolation too, to struggle in silence versus finding community. I think that's why I've been able to kind of come to terms with my identity, start a career. But I think what's really driven me is just remembering how isolated I was when I first became disabled, and just how empowered I felt when I learned I was disabled and that there was a community and that there were supports and services.
Joe,
Here we go.
a word in Spanish. Okay?
A word in Spanish? All right, that's easy
One
enough.
word? Okay.
Okay. 3. Oh wait, you're counting it down. What am I doing?
Okay, yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Hola.
Okay. I knew you were gonna say that.
Bilingual
Oh,
king over here.
There we go.
Okay. A superstar who has passed away. 3, 2, 1.
Michael
The
Jackson. The Pope. I'm the
I
Pope,
think he was a superstar. I think he was a superstar.
You know what? It's not
A
bad.
billion followers? Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Okay, a British band. Okay, locking
Okay.
in.
Wait. A British band. Okay, fine.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
One Direction. Oh my gosh.
The modern Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, One Direction is British.
I was thinking the Beatles, and I was like, are we going old or modern?
Well, guys, I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Thank you to everyone at the table for your contributions. Carly, it's been so great getting to know you over the course of this episode. And that is Got Game. Producer, Tim Alp. Associate producer and host, Joshua Ung. Created by Joshua Ung through AMI's apprenticeship program. Written and story edited by Maureen Carter. Director of photography, Benjamin Dion. Editors, Caitlin Martell, Jay Bond. Integrated described video specialist, M. Williams. Supervising producer, Jennifer Johnson. Produced for AMI by Mountain Road Productions. Copyright 2025, Accessible Media Inc.
An AMI original production.